Alright, hello there everybody, it is I, the Invisible Gunslinger, #1, and oh boy, is this an embarrassing video to make. Oh my goodness. Not because of the content, but because of the timing. This is actually the first video that I have recorded in the new year, and it is currently Valentine's Day. It is February 14th, and I haven't recorded anything this whole last, couple months. And that just fills me with such shame, and oh my god. But I'm here to make it right. I'm here to give you guys an update. I'm here to tell you what's going on, and just give you guys a bunch of information, and you can do with it as you will. So, first of all, I'm still here. Hello! I have not left YouTube for whatever reason. I've actually had some people ask, like, where are you? What's going on? I'm still here, don't worry. I'm not quitting YouTube. I would never quit YouTube. Why? How could I quit YouTube? YouTube is not a job for me. I don't quit. It's a hobby. It's a hobby, you know? Do you quit quilting? Do you quit playing the piano? No, you stop. You stop because you have other things to do, more important things, and then you come back to it in your leisure time. It's a hobby, you know? You don't quit scratching your ass, you do it later. You know, it's in bad company to scratch your ass in front of, I don't know, somebody important. Your grandma. Your grandma doesn't want to see you scratch your ass, but thankfully my grandma can't see me scratch my ass because I'm the invisible goddamn gunslinger and I'm scratching my ass right now. Take that! So, I have not quit scratching my ass. I'm still making videos as displayed by this video. But I have needed to take a break, and I'll get to that later. Before I get into that, I want to say that you won't see this video until I've recorded more Lisa. I've been really anxious to get back to Lisa, but again, the time crunch, haven't had a lot of free moments to do that, but I am really lighting a fire under my own scratched ass, and I am going to record Lisa as soon as this video is done. I gotta finish it, I really do, because I started Lisa last May. It is February. That means when I started Lisa, if I, by some black magic, had tricked a woman into loving me and then she became pregnant, our child would have been born by now. And that's just disgusting. I mean, come on. I gotta step it up. So I'm going to just do a big chunk of Lisa. I don't know how long that fucking game is. It's way longer than I thought. It's way funnier than I thought, but I need to get going on it really bad. I refuse to let it go into a full year-long thing. I don't even think Boshi was that long of a project. I don't remember anything about Boshi. Boshi is a black hole in my life that I just don't even think about. So that's going on. Next, I wanted to address the Halloween games, because that's the other big project I have going on. Primarily Luigi's Mansion and 2 other games that are still on the horizon. Now, I'm about halfway through Luigi's Mansion. I think I've uploaded some of the stuff out of order, I think. So that's really, really, really bad that I have not only uploaded things out of order, but I haven't rectified it in forever. But I am almost done with Luigi's Mansion. I think one more recording session, I should be able to knock it out, which is great. I love Luigi's Mansion. But those are still going on. And I think that because I haven't finished those Halloween games, I still have a little bit of the curse that I'm trying to dispel. In case you don't know, I started the Halloween games because the last few years have been pretty tough on me. And I think that I'm kind of cursed, so I decided to do this Halloween thing as a way of going like, haha, look at this, I will do something arbitrary, and this will affect the cosmos in some way into taking away this made-up curse, and that's how horoscopes work. So I am trying to alter the stars, my own fate, and I'm fucking it up. So already I'm doing a wonderful, oh god, wonderful job. So that's happening. Now, the big thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is that from this point on, you know, I've been doing this a little bit, but this is official now. From this point on, in all of my future videos, there will be no advertisements whatsoever. For a few reasons. Number 1, I don't make that much off of them. Number 2, they're probably pretty annoying to you guys. I know that some unskippable ads are really annoying, and I know you can have ad blocker on, but sometimes if like you're watching it on your phone, you know, you don't have ad blocker, and it's just, some of these ads are just so goddamn annoying. So I know it's all fun to support people, and I will watch, you know, stuff for some of my more favorite YouTube people, but I'm not having ads on my video anymore. They are just, I mean, YouTube's been pissing on our faces right now with their algorithms, and that horrifying, you know, Logan Paul thing happened, so, you know, making money off of YouTube isn't exactly not only feasible, but it's not something that I really set out to do, you know? I never went into YouTube to make money. I just went onto YouTube to have an outlet for my voice, and to play video games. That's it. That's why I'm not quitting YouTube. If I was really into the money-making aspect of it, then yeah, I might have left it behind a long time ago, or I might be a super Twitch streamer or something like that. Well, I would just be a Twitch streamer, let's face it. I will never be a super anything except for a super big asshole. But the Twitch thing, I could have gotten into more if I wanted to make money. But again, it's not about money. It's providing entertainment, and you know, that's just what I do. Because I get a lot of fun out of it, and just seeing you guys comment and interact with you guys and making friends, for God's sakes, is just so worth it. I would never trade some of the friends that I've made from YouTube for anything. Just some of my best friends I've met on YouTube. It's ridiculous. I never... Ugh. Anyway, so that's happening. No more ads because it's just annoying to everybody. But I still am going to leave up my Patreon, because I know some people are really insistent on, you know, giving me something to do, or give me, not something to do, I have enough to do already, but give me some kind of, like, you know, I've had people say, like, man, you've provided me with such entertainment, I feel, like, guilty just taking all this for free, and I don't understand that mindset at all. Free is fucking fantastic, but for those people who are generous enough to do that, I want to give them a specific outlet, for that, through Patreon. You know, I don't need any more video games on Steam. If you want to help me out, honestly, just throw me $1 on Patreon and I'll get, I don't know, Costco has really good hot dogs for like $2, or no, it's $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink at Costco. So honestly, $1 is like perfect for me. That's like a little lunch for me. As for older Patreons, now this is something that's really been digging at me for a long time. My older Patreons, the ones that I've promised stuff, and a lot of people haven't asked for their rewards. If you want something, because I'm changing my system, as from this point on, I'm not really doing any tiered stuff in Patreon. I'm doing it kind of like how Jim Sterling does his stuff, where it's just kind of an open thing. If you want to donate $1, that's fine. If you want to donate $100, oh my god. I will always credit people in my videos and give shoutouts. That I don't consider like extra, like that shouldn't be a tiered reward. You should just get that as, you know, for donating. That's just, I don't even think of that as an extra. But I had a problem where when I was first doing Patreon, I really wanted to give people like a lot of stuff for helping me out and donating. So I would do like, oh, I'm gonna draw you a sketch, and I have no drawing skills, so it would just be something horrible, like just awful stuff. Or hey, I'll record a fun little voice thing for you, and nobody really wanted that. So for my older Patreons, if you want, what I've done is I have acquired a few video games off of Humble Bundle, probably about 8 or 9, and I tried to get a variety. I've just been picking them up through sales or through the Humble Monthly thing. So I have some stuff for you. It's pretty good stuff. If you want, you can just send me a private message like, oh, you know, Gunslinger, you know, I didn't want a picture from you, but, you know, I'll just let me know what kind of games. So I wanted to do that for my older Patreons just because, you know, you guys deserve something for being such early supporters. So there you go. I wanted to give something back. So support as you like. Older Patreons, I wanted to give a little something extra. Anyway, so that's that. Now, the other thing that I really wanted to bring up is, because I'm cutting out ads and I'm doing this more, not casually, but I'm doing this more as a, you know, fun thing, like a hobby. What I really need to start doing, and this is more for me, this isn't something that I'm berating you guys about, but I need to just start playing video games. I have not played, I don't think I've touched a video game in about a month, because it's not that I'm not recording video games, it's just that I haven't even touched anything in so long. I barely play video games anymore, just because I am either exhausted, have something to do, or I am nervously, like, building my energy up to do something like homework, or to go on a big drive somewhere, to go do this or that, or meet with somebody, or blah blah blah. So it's just, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But I need to actually play video games, and that means playing stuff on my own time, playing stuff for you guys, streaming, playing video games and then reviewing them. I mean, that's something that I really want to do. That's a way, like, for example, I have Yakuza 0 just sitting right over there. I've had it for months and I haven't touched it. And I really want to play it because, again, ever since my car accident where I almost died, I really feel like I need to allow myself to play things, because a lot of the times I've been saving stuff like, oh my gosh, I totally want to do a blind playthrough of Valkyria Chronicles, oh my gosh, but I don't have to, you know? Some things, if I choose, like, okay, I'm gonna do a blind playthrough of Half-Life 2, that's just a given. But do I need to do a blind playthrough of everything? Do I need to do a blind playthrough of, I'm looking at the games I have downloaded on my computer right now, actually, a lot of these I want to do blind playthroughs of, but like Fear, that old game, that old shooter Fear. Do I have to do a blind playthrough of that? No, because it's a damn good game on its own, and blind reactions aren't the only thing that people should be watching my videos for. Hopefully people like me for my commentary, and not just for my stupid reactions, you know what I mean? So I just need to allow myself that freedom, and that's, again, something more on me, and not so much on you guys, but reviewing would really help me. Like, if I didn't want to record Fear, I could just play it on my own, and then do like a 30-minute spiel about what I loved about it, or some funny moments that I had. There you go. Maybe not even a review, because a review would imply that you're judging it like, oh, this is a good game, this is a bad game, but maybe just a free, like, this is what I had with it, you know? I really want to do that. Kind of like what I've done with Cuphead. I played through Cuphead on my own time. Yes, I streamed it a little bit, but I mostly went through Cuphead on my own, and I've compiled a boss list, a ranking of the bosses. I actually have that video done. It's all edited, it's all voice acted. I've written the script, read it out, blah blah blah, and I have it ready to go. The reason why I haven't uploaded it is because I've never really read a script on YouTube, so doing it and having to, you know, basically reading a line, stopping, reading 2 or 3 lines, stopping when I run out of breath, it kind of feels a little stiff. I need to really work out how I am reading scripts, because it's just me editing this stuff, you know, clipping the voice lines in and out, so maybe it's more a problem on my editing side, I don't know, but I want to make it a little bit more refined before I actually throw it up, but it is done, and it was fun to make. So that's kind of all I have for YouTube and Patreon. Now, here's the thing. I, right now, am in my last semester of my undergraduate, and that means that in the summer, I will have nothing to do, aside from looking for a job and a few other minor things. But for the most part, I've been going to summer school and doing as much school as I can for the last, like, 2 years. So for me to have like 3 months completely free, I anticipate doing a lot of recording and getting way back more into the YouTube scene. I know summer feels like a long way off, but honestly, like, this semester is speeding by for me, because this is my last semester. I don't think you realize this, guys. I've been going to college since like 2013. You know, it has been taking me a long time to get through this undergraduate stuff. You know, I've paid my own way through it. I've worked really hard. You know, I had to take a semester off to help my family move. I started really slow. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. But now here I am. I have put it, this is what I really wanted to drive home with this video, is that I am not just sitting on my ass at home doing nothing, and that's why I'm not uploading videos. I am working my ass off to pay for school, to get my homework assignments done. It's not just homework assignments either. No, hold on, I've written down some of the stuff I do. Okay, so it's my last semester of the undergraduate. I am currently editing a magazine, our school's magazine. I'm editing, so I have to read about 50 short story and poem submissions every week. There's about 200 of those, so every single week I have to vote yes or no on something and then edit it next week while also voting. And I'm also presenting a research paper on body horror. That's going on. I actually, in about 2 days, need to write a 5-page paper about, you know, what my research is, and then submit it, all of that. So please believe me, guys, when I say that I am not holding back on YouTube just because, oh, I don't have the energy, or oh, I don't have this, blah, blah, blah. I just have no time. I barely have time for a social life. Yeah, so just to emphasize how much effort I've been putting into school, ever since I was accepted into my university, this time last year, you know, January of 2017, ever since then, I have gotten a straight 4.0 GPA. That is not cumulative, of course. Some of the community college stuff that I did, I got a few B's and C's. But ever since I've been in school at this university, straight A's. Not an A-, straight fucking A's. And that's spring, summer, fall, now. So I have really been trying hard with this. And I will admit that YouTube has suffered for it. But I'm graduating with honors, guys. I am graduating magna cum laude from a fucking university, and I cannot tell you how good that feels. It's the best feeling ever, and I'm not done with school either. No. I am getting into the master's program. I'm gonna go for my teaching credentials. I'm actually gonna have a stable income for once. I am going to at least double my income as soon as it's a difficult thing, because right now I'm going to be getting into substitute teaching, which won't be a big jump, but it'll be teaching experience. And then once I do the master's, which is 2 years, and then once I get the teaching credentials, which is another year, then I could be a college professor or a high school teacher, and I could make some serious money, and I wouldn't have to worry so much. Yes, I'd be like 27 years old, which feels really old right now, but I know there's some people that are 30 that don't have their stuff together, so we're all different people. I know. I'm not trying to compare myself to other people, because for me to say, oh, I'll be 27, I know there's some people that are like, oh, I'm 35, and I don't have even my bachelor's yet. Please, I know. I have friends who are 21 and have their bachelor's. There's a girl in my class who's 24, and she is currently in the master's program, and I wish I was her so bad. But, you know, we're all at, I really have to de-stress myself, say we're all at different points, we all put in different, you know, amounts of effort, it's okay. So that's kind of the biggest thing that's going on in my life right now, is that I'm finally done with undergraduate stuff, and I can move on to something that's going to improve my life even more. So that's the biggest reason why I've been absent from YouTube, guys. Not only that, but also I've gotten into a D&D group. I've actually started playing D&D. Not much. I think I've only met with them once, and we did a small little campaign called We Be Goblins. I was Chuffy. If anybody knows D&D. It was so basic, but it was really funny. So I've done that. I've actually become a bartender at my local at the event center that I work at. I even got my license, so I'm a licensed bartender. Yeah, that happened. And the main reason why it happened is because, unfortunately, one of my coworkers died, and we needed another bartender, and I had to step up into those shoes, and it was really sad. Oh god, they died from a very bad car accident, which again hit home to me a lot, because again I almost died in a car accident. So this happened, like, I think last January, maybe no, I'm sorry, you know what, that's how long it's been since I've recorded. They got into the accident the day before Thanksgiving, and then they died like mid-December, and then I was thrust into the bartending position around that time. So that happened. Family members of mine are stealing money from other family members in exorbitant amounts. That's actually just recently come out. I can't say who, but somebody in my family has been stealing a lot of money from somebody else. I mean about $40,000. And it's kind of been exploding right now in my family, so that's been happening. Let's see, what else? I got a Switch. I got a Nintendo Switch. Well, my sister did. I got that for her for Christmas. I went to Seattle. That's right. I finally did my little jaunt to Seattle. That was really fun. If you've never been to Seattle, I would highly recommend it. I took the train. I've never taken the train before. I took Amtrak, which was kind of scary because I booked Amtrak about 2 days before the Amtrak disaster where one of the trains derailed and a few people died. So I was immediately trepidatious, a little hesitant to get on the train, but I did it. And the only, weird thing that happened was, so I met two very interesting people on the train. One was named, and I kid you not, this guy was named Squire. And he was a fellow English major and also a teacher. and he was a nice guy, but he was a little much. I mean, he was, you know, kind of quiet, but he had a lot of opinions that I personally didn't agree with, and we got into talking about dating, and he had more opinions that were a little but I'll just sum it up in that I asked him, as one English major to another, what is your favorite Shakespeare play? Because all English majors have to read Shakespeare. It is just a thing you gotta do. You know, of course, we have to read other stuff like Christopher Marlowe and Jacobean plays and stuff like that. You know, revenge, rape, tragedies. But Shakespeare is kind of just what everybody reads. So I asked him, Squire, what is your favorite Shakespeare play? And he's like, well, what's yours? And I'm like, well, for me personally, I would say The Merchant of Venice. That's what I said. The Merchant of Venice is wonderful because Shylock is such a good character. Very, you know, complex. You could see him as a villain or a hero, whatever. And I was like, what's yours? And he goes, Romeo and Juliet. And I just had to smile and say, that is an interesting choice. Oh my god. That is such the fuck. Wow. I have never, ever, ever, ever met another English major who has ever said Romeo and Juliet is their favorite Shakespeare play. I've had them say that, like, oh, that's my top 5, but never their favorite. I mean, come on. Othello, Titus Andronicus, Coriolanus, whatever. Sorry, I'm nerding out right now. So that was Squire. And this other lady I met was this, like, 40-year-old German lady who apparently used to work in Hollywood, but now she works in IT, and apparently she's met Elvira. It came up in conversation. It was really weird because my dad sent me a picture. He was in Nevada. He was looking at slot machines, and there was an Elvira slot machine, and he sent me a picture while I was talking to this woman, and I happened to bring it up, like, oh, my dad's in, you know, Nevada, and he sees an Elvira thing, and she's like, oh, I've met her. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. I love her. So it was just great to hear that Elvira Cassandra Peterson is actually a wonderful person in real life. That was very lovely to hear. And then the German lady was like, yeah, you know, I'm traveling to Oregon. This is when I was going up into Oregon to get to Washington. She's like, yeah, I'm going up to Oregon because one of my, this girlfriend I used to had is now married to a husband, and they all invited me out to dinner, and it's going to be great because he doesn't mind if her and I get it on. I'm like, that is an interesting life story. Like, I didn't disapprove, but I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. So that was kind of another character that I met on the train. So basically, if you have the opportunity to go by train long distances, do it, because you will meet some very fucking interesting people if you are extroverted enough to go up and have conversations. Don't worry, I didn't actually talk to them like in their seats or anything. There was like a common dining room thing that we all sat in. So that was just, it was kind of like a, not a murder mystery sort of thing, but it was kind of like a many character sort of coming together kind of thing. It was really fun. But when I was actually in Seattle, you know, I did the typical stuff. I did the Space Needle. I went to a lot of bars. Oh my gosh, the first bar I went to had, oh, it was amazing. It had the Twilight Zone playing on the TV. That is just so Seattle. Seattle and Washington are both very odd places. When I was going through Oregon, wait, did I say Seattle and Washington? No, I'm sorry. Seattle and Oregon are both very odd places. Oregon, when I was going through it, this is actually something that the German lady pointed out. She's like, you see that big, you know, steel warehouse thing over there? I'm like, yeah, what? It just looks like an ordinary, like, steel warehouse out in the middle of nowhere. She's like, yeah, that's a vegan strip club. And I'm like, what? And she's like, that's a strip club where they only serve vegan food and the girls don't wear leather or whatever. And I'm like, wow, that is just something that I have never even thought to combine like that. How weird, how odd is that? So, yeah, Seattle is a very odd place. In particular, I went to this glass blowing shop, and I bought something that I'm going to put up on the screen right now. This is the cursed object that I got from Seattle. Take a look at this. I paid a little bit more than I want to admit for this thing, but it is so summarily odd that I just had to get it. It's a pendant. It's something you could wear around your neck. I wouldn't do that because someone would probably, like, never talk to me ever again. Like, holy shit, look at that weird guy with that fucking eyeball on his chest. What is that? You know, it's just so perfectly odd that I had to get it. But I also went to the Museum of Popular Culture, and I'm going to throw up a few more pictures of that here. That museum is one of the single best experiences I have ever had. Like, there was, you know, I went to Fanime a few years back, and that was a fun anime convention, but this museum, holy shit, they had so many original props from movies, from TV shows, from all kinds of shit. I mean, they had a fantasy section, they had a horror section, they had a whole wing dedicated to Star Trek, they had a science fiction section that was totally separate from the Star Trek thing. They had a Jimi Hendrix section, they had a David Bowie section. I paid a little bit extra to go into the Muppet section, the Jim Henson collection. It was just, I was overwhelmed. I spent about 4 hours just staring at things in this museum, and it was just, I mean, look at some of these pictures, guys. These aren't just like replica props. These are the props that you see in the movies. These are the things from like 20, 30, 40 fucking years ago. In the case of the creature from the Black Lagoon, that's like 70-year-old shit. Like, oh my god. Like, it just blew me away. So that was definitely the highlight of my Seattle trip. It's been, that was like mid-January, so I have been go, go, go the whole time. I think when I got back from Seattle, I had 2 days before my classes started. So ever since then, I've just been on and on the grind, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping whatsoever. Once I graduate, like the day after I graduate, my aunt and uncle are taking me to England. That's right, the country, England. All I had to do was pay for the plane ticket, and they are actually generous enough to foot the bill for the lodging, for the bed and breakfasts and the travel and all that. So I'm actually flying from like Oakland to Scotland, and then we're gonna work our way down from Scotland to England to fucking France. So I don't even know what's going on with this year. It's been a series of bad things and a series of really good things. I'm in a relationship right now with a wonderful gal. I've started listening, I'm doing the audiobooks. I've started listening to the Game of Thrones books finally. This is, again, all part of me trying to get into things that I've never tried that I think would be good. You know, experiencing them. I think I'm on book 2 right now, Clash of Kings. It's really good. Yeah, it's just, so I think I'm finally at the end of my list. There's just been so much shit going on that I wanted to make this video to highlight what, you know, what's been going on, and to apologize very much for leaving you guys in the dark, because I know I hate when people that I care about disappear or don't get in contact with me, and I have a bad history of getting so wrapped up in my own stuff that I forget about you guys, and I really don't want you guys to feel like I don't care, because I really, really do. It's just that some things have to come ahead of YouTube. As much as I really enjoy it, I really hope you guys don't think of me as like, oh, you know, he's the laziest content creator ever, and he just takes advantage of his fans' goodwill and all of that. It's really not coming out of a source of malice or of not caring. It's really just it's just that I don't have 2 of me. If I had 2 of me, one person could work completely on, you know, recording and having fun and doing all this stuff. But right now, I am just left with 1 of me, and all that I can do is all this not fun stuff. But I don't want you guys to think that this is, you know, a really bad situation. If anything, now is the best time, more than ever from before, looking towards the future, because guess what, guys? Because I have more stuff than I could ever want in terms of video games and all of that, once I start making money, real, like, money as a teacher, because I think that's how I'm going to go. I might do something else, but teaching looks like it's going to be the thing. That's why I'm doing my master's first, then the teaching credentials. But either way, once I have my master's, guys, I'm going to start making some real money, and I can just stop worrying, and I can really get into this as a hobby, you know? I don't really have many other hobbies, and maybe I'll develop some, but this is my real passion, you know what I mean? And I know people throw that around a lot, like, oh, this is my passion. And yeah, that's great for when you want something to be your job, but I've never wanted this to be a job. It's just something that I can do for genuine fun, for love, and it's just the best thing in the world. And just, I mean, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have gone on a fucking 30-minute long rant explaining myself, because just the guilt that I feel is so intense. But I know there are... Oh, by the way, here's another game that I would provide it as an example of something that I would want to play blind. Oh my god, no, 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 no. No. Okay. Here's an example of something else that I would want to play blind. Sorry. Sorry guys, my computer actually turned off for a second because I hadn't touched the mouse in a long time, so I went to sleep. Thankfully the recording was still going. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. Whoops, whoopsie. Whoa, sorry there guys. Whoops, technical difficulties. That's embarrassing. My computer actually turned off, or went to sleep for a second, or started to, because I hadn't touched the mouse in a long time, in 30 fucking minutes. But thankfully the recording is still going. So anyway, I'm sorry, continuing my thought is, maybe that's probably the signal from the upper beings to wrap it up. But one game that I definitely... Whoa, that was close. Hey guys, sorry about that. I guess I've been jawing on longer than I thought I was, because my computer started to go to sleep. That's a little embarrassing that I've been talking for so long. Even the computer's gone to sleep. But thankfully the recording is still going. But I was fumbling around like, oh, what's happening? But here's an example of a game that I would definitely want to reserve for a blind playthrough, and that is Finding Paradise, the sequel to The Moon. That is definitely one that I am not going to be playing on my own time. That is for sure something that I want to record blind. But an example of something that I am very glad I could not... It's impossible for me to play this blind because I played this a long time ago. But a game that I would still love to record, just because it's not blind, is Kingdom Hearts. I know. I immediately know that so many of you are shuddering right now, but holy shit. I want to delve so much into Kingdom Hearts because it is such a narrative mess. It is so beautiful. I don't know why it works. It works for me. I don't know what your guys' opinions on it are. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people have grown out of it. But for some reason, at least the first game, the first Kingdom Hearts, I really want to record because it is such a strange thing. It is an amalgamation of so many elements that I really want to delve into that. I want to pick it apart and go, look at this, oh my god. If you say darkness one more goddamn time, you know, it's a thing. So anyway, I'm glad I've got myself all riled up. Now it'll be really easy to get back into Lisa. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about anything else, I'm going to post a stream announcement video soon, probably next week, I'm thinking. I'm definitely going to pencil in at least 2 or 3 hours to stream. I don't know what I'm going to pick yet. I'm probably going to pick Slime Rancher. I don't know, but we shall see. Anyway, guys, I've been the Invisible Gunslinger. You've been my wonderfully patient audience, and I love you a lot. So I will see you soon, and don't worry, guys. The future is looking bright, not just for me, but I'm sure for all of you guys. If you have anything really big to talk to me about, you can always talk with me. You can always chat. I've always been... God, I need to stop saying always. Don't say always. I have really been interested in connecting with my community since day one. So please feel free to friend me on Steam, on, I don't really use Discord. People have been saying I should make a Discord. But I don't use too much social media, so please just feel free to shoot me a message or comment. I see all the comments, so if you have something you really want to talk about, go for it. Anyway, so enough of all that. I gotta go really, really bad. So I will talk to you all next time. So until then, everybody, I've been the Invisible Gunslinger #1, and I'll see you soon. Bye.